Boston has entered the chat. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. You weren't ready for that.
You would think we're in PNC Bank studio, but really we're in the jungle.
Rainforest Cafe growing up, you ever do it?
Oh, of course.
That was my jam.
Bro, forget growing up.
6-year-old George would mess that place up.
That was like Travis starting to date age.
You would take girls on a date to Rainforest Cafe?
Absolutely. That was the look back then, dog. You'd be there.
Take me through it.
They'd have like, so you remember it.
How old were
They'd
you,
have
17?
Like yeah, I was young.
All
so
right.
they have like the mist come down out of the trees, which are really just fake. And then every now and again, you get like a fake bird go by. And you're like, oh, look at that. It's just like, oh, it's beautiful.
Then a lion makes a sound. I'll keep you safe.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's a toucan. Then a lion in the back.
And they're like, I got you. I'll keep you safe.
It was like, you know what it was? It was conversation pieces, right?
That is smart.
Like if
That's a
the
good first
conversation's
date.
not flowing
Yeah.
and all of a sudden a monkey pops out, you're like, oh, look at that. An orangutan. She's like, oh, cool. And then you use that to bond.
What was the percentage of Rainforest Cafe dates that led to second dates?
I don't know. I was young, so I didn't know any better. But
90?
But I will tell you this. I graduated from Rainforest Cafe. I was a man when we got to the Cheesecake Factory.
You read my mind.
Huh? Now that's when I was a man, baby.
Rainforest Cafe's got all the fixins.
Yes.
Cheesecake Factory got the menu.
That's right.
Biggest menu in the world.
That's right. I graduated.
Basically reading the Bible.
That was a long time ago. I haven't been
Two
single
very
in many
different
moons.
Rainforest Cafe experiences. I was
Well,
6.
yeah, you were young. You were super
getting
young.
buzzed off root beer, passing out at the table. I loved that stuff, though, man. Are there any out there?
It can't.
We'll find out.
There's no way. If there's a Rainforest Cafe still alive, there's just no way. Let's do it right now. You filibuster.
It's like a Quiznos. Like, if you find one, you have to go to it.
Quiznos was the best, bro.
Wait, oh, no. Birds of Paradise. No.
No, that's not the
So
same.
there's 2 Rainforest Cafes.
Come on.
One
It's not OG,
is in
though.
Atlantic City, of
What?
course. The other one is in Edison, New Jersey.
This isn't like
Swear to God.
a pet store named Rainforest
No,
Cafe.
no,
This
no.
is the actual
Oh,
Rainforest Cafe?
There's another one. Yeah. Niagara Falls.
Oh, we're going.
Is there one in Milwaukee?
No.
Auburn Hills, Michigan. So just outside of.
Oh, we're going.
Couple in Florida, 3 in Texas.
We can hit those jerseys.
There's a
one in
Jurassic Park
Disney?
themed one in Disney.
Oh.
There's one in LA. Another, where is this? Oh, Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix.
Okay, so
Scottsdale.
we can go to the Jersey ones.
We should do a tour through all the Rainforest Cafes
Tour?
around the country.
No.
We're going to Scottsdale.
No.
We're in Scottsdale, and then one meal's at Rainforest Cafe.
No.
No. Atlantic City, Gamble, Rainforest.
Listen.
Florida. Dude, we're not only going to Rainforest Cafes.
Let me handle our business dealings. This is what we're going to do, okay? We're taking Boston has entered the chat on the road.
Yes.
Coming to you, Atlantic City, and we will do this show live
From
the
Rainforest Cafe.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome to Boston has entered the chat. You hear that? Yep. We're at the Rainforest Cafe.
And then after that, LA,
I don't know.
Scottsdale. What do you...
I don't really want a tour. I've been there, done that. They all look the same.
Dude, do you want
It's
a
what
free
they
trip
do.
to LA?
I would like that.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah,
now you're
good
seeing
point.
me.
All right.
You're the only person that's like, Atlantic City, yeah. LA,
I love
no.
Atlantic City. You know I have history in Atlantic
I
City.
know. Hey, AC made you the man you are today.
It is.
I wouldn't go near AC with the 10-foot pole. I am good on Atlantic City. I love the Jersey Shore. I love New Jersey. I'll put on for my state. I'll never put on for AC.
Shout outs to everybody in AC. I got love for you. You're the only reason I know how to gamble on sports. True story.
Boardwalk Hall is an amazing place.
It is.
But next time I step foot in AC, I'm getting whacked.
I wonder if the Tropicana's even still open. That was my jam.
All right, we got to do another episode of Exploring Atlantic.
Oh.
I'd be down.
I see. Now we're talking, baby.
And then we go to Florida after.
Powers that be, we just need you to help us out. I mean, we giving you the game. Just send us where we need to go to make it happen. Make us do what we do.
So we got a packed show for you guys today. Beyond Rainforest Cafe and Atlantic City Talk. As always, we go through what's trending.
Yep.
Go through our winners and losers of Week 12 in the NFL, including the Eagles and the Giants. You can guess who's who.
Facts.
Patriots locker room. We're going to find out if they're starting to tune out Jerod Mayo.
Here we
Key
go.
quotes, key reports coming out there. Man, Wicked is taking over the world, and for a great reason.
Yep.
So we're going to talk some Wicked, talk some theater with you guys.
We are thespians.
And then we'll talk some college football playoff as well. What the hell do you do with all those teams getting a third loss? Let's start with what's trending. As you guys know, pull up the clock, 3 minutes each topic. Let's start with Saquon Barkley.
Man.
Racking up 302 yards from scrimmage in the Sunday Night Football win over the Rams.
Bruh.
This comes 4 days after the Giants released Daniel Jones, which is one of the worst contracts in the NFL. And as you see on your screen, Saquon Barkley alone outgained the entire Giants offense.
That's crazy.
Not shocked. Saquon's
crazy.
Been a man possessed, bro. He's on pace to over 2,000 rushing yards.
Yeah.
19 touchdowns. And a game like he had where his floor is now like 125 scrimmage yards. That's absurd.
It is.
He is the most important piece on that offense with the offensive tackles, with the receivers like A.J. Brown, who still had a good game.
Yep.
He's a straw that stirs the drink. This Eagles defense is the best in the NFL, but Saquon, how dynamic of a playmaker he is, that's what he is. He's a playmaker, not a running back. Man, every run, every touchdown he has, every game now, every week, he's just been absurd.
You know how I know you're a humble dude is because if the roles were reversed here, I would be bragging every single show, especially this one. But you're not because you're humble. George called this weeks ago with what Saquon was doing. We had an MVP discussion right here on this fine program, and George said, don't sleep on Saquon, the MVP. And I was like, look, he's balling, but he's not going to win an MVP. This is a quarterback league. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, if he can maintain, not necessarily what he did on Sunday Night Football, because that was just absurd. Yeah. We understand that. But if he can just keep this pace, if he can get to 2,000 yards, if he could get, 19 touchdowns, if he could continue to do what he's doing in terms of scrimmage yards, I think I almost feel like you can't deny him the MVP. I know Lamar's great. I know Josh Allen is great. I know they're winning games. But my God, at some point, you have to give credit where it's due. And even though this is a quarterback league and the rules are set up for that to never change, if a running back comes along and is literally having a season like this, how can you not give him the MVP? The thing with Saquon is he's got to stay healthy, obviously. The Eagles have to continue to win because they're chasing Detroit for that 1 seed. Yep. Let's not forget that. So if they can keep winning, he keeps doing what he's doing, I think he's the MVP, and you were way ahead of this.
Don't forget Derrick Henry in 2021.
Yeah.
2,000-yard rusher, but Aaron Rodgers. I'm with you.
He should have won it, though.
And I said he should get Offensive Player of the Year. I think he's going to get that. I haven't looked at the odds. He's probably the odds-on favorite.
I would think so.
His MVP odds went from plus 6,500 to plus 650.
It makes sense.
In the course of a game or two.
Makes sense.
And it does. He's so vital to this offense. And I get the comparisons, and we'll get into it, of everyone's watching. The Giants are morons. The Giants picked Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. They're morons for that. But that is ownership making that mistake.
Yeah.
But Saquon, again, if he was in New York, would not have this output. He wouldn't have two great tackles in Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. Yeah. He wouldn't have this offensive setup with Jalen Hurts and those receivers. Yep. And he wouldn't have this space to work with. He'd be in such a bad offensive nucleus. Yep. He wouldn't be close to this.
Yeah, you're right.
Perfect place for him to be. And you see how good of a structure you have to have outside of quarterback every player you deal with. All right, so sticking with football, sticking with greatness. Heisman debate's heating up. And to me, it's a doggone conclusion. It's going to be Travis Hunter. It should be. If I had a Heisman vote, he'd be getting it from me. Mm-hmm. But the Heisman poll is coming out. Travis Hunter won. Ashton Jeanty of Boise State 2. And a lot of people are saying, well, no, Jeanty should get it. Already over 2,000 rushing yards, 7.5 yards a carry, 27 rushing touchdowns alone, 28 total scores. He's carrying Boise State.
He's carrying them.
Travis is one-on-one, man. We've never seen anything like him.
That's what it is. He's generational. Not that Jeanty isn't, but I just think, as you said, he's carrying Boise. But what Travis is doing, man, he is dominating two critical positions in football. Forget college football, just in football in general. I mean, the wide receiver position and the cornerback position. This guy, when you watch him, feels like he's the best wide receiver in the country. And then you already know it's baked in. He's the best corner in the country. Mm-hmm. He's already given you that. I think he's more naturally gifted as a defensive back. But what he's doing, Colorado, although they lost last week, I know we'll get into that towards the end of the show when we start talking college football playoff. Even though they lost the game, what he's been able to do all year with them winning this season, they've had a winning season. They've looked fantastic.
Yeah.
They still could make the playoff. Technically, they need some help. I just don't think I feel like it's a layup at this point. I don't think there's much debate. And I love Jeanty, and I think he's fantastic. And I've seen great college running backs in my lifetime. I mean, great. I've seen more great college running backs than I have quarterbacks. And he's one of them. Mm-hmm. But what Travis Hunter's doing, I've only seen Charles Woodson do at a very similar level. And Charles Woodson himself was not a dominant wide receiver like Travis Hunter is. It's incredible.
Catches.
That's right.
That's it. He only had 11 catches only, but he was also one of the best and the best defensive
He
back.
was. And he returned kicks. He was awesome.
And like Desmond Howard
Yeah.
won the Heisman, great receiver, best returner in college football. Get that. And Charles Woodson, dominant shutdown defensive back and made big plays as a wide receiver.
Yeah, he
Travis
did.
Hunter is playing 118 snaps a game.
crazy.
And he is one of the best receivers
Yes.
and arguably the second best cornerback in football.
He's dominating.
And Colorado's winning. They're having a historic season. His fingerprints are all over the success of Colorado with him and Shador.
Yeah.
But Travis Hunter is one of one. We've never seen anything like him before in college football. GT's great. Awesome running back. I understand why people think he should get the Heisman. I get why he's in the consideration. But what Travis Hunter is doing, we may never see again.
We may not.
He's truly playing 118 snaps a game. You know how absurd that is?
Let me ask you this question before the shot clock here. Do you think Travis Hunter will be the number one pick, or do you think Shedeur Sanders will? Because I actually
Depends
think
who's picking one.
fair. Because I'm starting to think Travis Hunter has a shot to go on.
If the Jaguars are one, they take Travis Hunter. If it's the Giants or the Cowboys at one, they take Shador.
Because of the need.
Cowboys could take Travis too, actually.
Cowboys could take
What's
Travis.
the need at one? If it's the Giants, they take Shador or Cam Ward. But if it's the Jaguars or
Where
Cowboys,
it's like
team like.
if it's the Raiders are taking Shedeur. So
Could be.
it's all need.
Yes.
All right, that's fair.
But I wouldn't be shocked Travis Hunter's number one pick. I wouldn't be
either.
shocked if Shador is too.
Right.
Preference.
It's one of them.
South Carolina women's college basketball team, 43-game win streak,
Bro.
snapped in a loss against number 5 UCLA, 77-62. First loss in 1,060 days. First loss since the 2023 Final Four. First road loss, this happened out at UCLA, since December 2021.
I already texted my wife that she's slipping because we usually have UCLA sports on in my house a lot because she's a Bruin, and we did not watch this. And she had the nerve to say to me, "Did you see UCLA?" Well, I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I didn't watch it, but I saw it." The highlights I saw from the game that was interesting to me was it felt like the Gamecocks didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like they literally were lost. Like in the huddles when they were showing clips of Don Staley talking to them, trying to kind of rally them and get them riled up. They just looked panicked and out of sorts and just like, what is going on here? That's what happens when you have 43 games of success.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to lose. They look like fish out of water, but this happens. I tell you one thing, if I'm a South Carolina fan,
I love it.
I'd much rather this happen now
Yes.
than when we get to March.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll take it right now, and then you figure it out. Don Staley, great, one of the all-time great coaches. I mean, hey, teachable moment right here. Let's get us right, and then by the time the tournament comes around, we'll be ready to go.
UCLA is also a fifth-ranked team.
That's right.
In the country. Made to the Sweet 16 last year. 34 points off the bench from London Jones and Gabriela Jaquez. Yes, Jaime Jaquez's sister.
Yeah, yep.
Lauren Betts, Lena Ernest-Salo,
Ballers.
Kiki Rice.
Ballers.
All double-digit scoring. And their halftime lead was the largest deficit South Carolina has faced in forever. And the final margin of victory, one of the most lopsided losses South Carolina's faced in a long time, too. Obviously, they've gone to win 43 straight, but this is a very dominant, very good UCLA team. That's what happens. It's where we've seen the UConns and the South Carolinas have their runs.
Yeah.
Now, college basketball, the level of competition is elevating all around the country. It's no longer just a Tennessee or a UConn or a South Carolina or UCLA. It's the Iowas that come into the conversation.
USC.
It's Big Ten schools. It's USC. Exactly. That's how it evolves.
Bro,
Good for the sport.
I don't want to make this about Geno and the Huskies, but I'm not going to lie. Like, especially watching this game. Well, I didn't watch the game, but seeing the results of this game, I immediately thought of UConn. And I'm like, if they just stay healthy,
Yeah.
Geno's got another one. I would
Beckers,
take UConn.
Azzy Fudd.
I'd take UConn right now to win the whole thing. I would.
I don't hate it, man. Especially, it's Geno. It's
Right.
UConn. Been a while since they won a natty.
Paige.
It's Paige Beckers.
Gosh. They just have to stay healthy, bro.
That's what it's been for them the last few years,
That's right.
especially with Beckers. She can
And they
be so
haven't been
good.
able to.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So it's like you say, if they could stay healthy, they can win it. Yeah, well, no Shaq Sherlock. If that's the case, they would have won it. But they're unable to stay healthy generally. So we'll see if this is a year. But I would love, personally, if we could get a UConn, South Carolina title game, that would be great. That's on my Christmas wish list for 2025.
I like it. Send it to Santa.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to join the conversation? Tweet at us, hashtag NESSONChat, or email us, thechat@nesson.com. Join the conversation. Be a part of the chat. It's Boston Center, the chat, available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever else podcasts are found. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening, wherever you get your podcasts, please like, subscribe, download, rate, and review. That's hashtag NESSONChat, or email us, thechat@nesson.com to join the conversation.
Send it to Santa. I'm going to start saying that.
Put it down on my list. All right, I'll send it to Santa. There are the times where my mind still works. I'm like, all right, it's Trav, so I got to talk to him like he's 7.
Do you want to tell the quick story before we move on about how you were about to do a promo read yesterday? And what I did is, since you called me a little child, would you like to? Okay, go ahead.
So we're literally getting ready to do a promo read. I can crumple this up.
Use something you don't need.
And what I do before a promo read, it's quick. Peel behind the curtain.
Yes.
3, 2,
right.
Go. And it helps me get my breathing in.
That's right.
But also what I was doing, because I heard Trav laughing, instead of telling him to shut up, I go 3, 2, so he knows I'm about to go. Instead, he does, as I'm saying 3, he's doing this. If you're listening, I'm crumpling paper. I go 3, still doing it. 2, still doing it. When I say 1, he looks at me in the eyes.
I am a child. I don't know what to tell you.
And I've been on the other side of that a ton.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was you looked me in the eyes. You have kids. I have nieces and nephews, yeah. And you know when they know. Like, there's a mistake. Oh, my bad. Oh, it's all good. When they look you in the eyes and, like, hit the bottle off the counter.
I'm a menace, man. I'm a menace. I don't know what to tell you. This is how I was born.
I'll take it, man. At least, you know, my partner every day in the studio, you have fun, bro.
I'm a big-ass man, baby. I'm sorry.
You know what it always is, too? It's like, you know better.
You know better.
That's the thing. You can't get mad if someone doesn't know better.
Yeah, if you know better, you do better.
You know better.
I know better, and I still don't do better.
That was quick combo. We did early Thanksgiving for my family, weekend before. New tradition, new baby in the family.
Yeah.
Baby's in Long Island, family's in Jersey. Traveling on Thanksgiving Day would probably take 6 hours.
Oh, my God,
When it's an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a turkey.
Yeah.
My sister goes to pick up the turkey, brings it back. Turkey's frozen. Oh. My mom's like, I told him to have it thawed. I call up ShopRite. I try to play of like, no, we said it was supposed to be thawed. And they go, when we give it to you, it says allow 72 hours to defrost.
No.
And I go, you know what? Didn't know. Mistake on our part. Have a good one. They go, yeah, thanks. It was nice, civil.
Wow.
So I just walk in. I go, Ma, you messed up, but it's all. She was upset. We're like, we have plenty of food.
Yeah. That's a tough L.
She didn't know better.
That's a tough L, though.
Oh, yeah. And also,
you know what I
like,
mean?
What am I going to get mad at my mom? The amount of
No,
Thanksgiving
you can't
dinner
do that.
she's cooked?
But on Turkey Day, even though you guys move it up a week, all the pressure's on to get the turkey right.
Yeah.
Like, you could still have a great Thanksgiving if the stuffing's off or something.
Yeah.
But the turkey's got to be nailed. So that's why. That's an L, man.
Aren't they thinking, too, though, like at ShopRite, they weren't like, oh, you're getting a turkey on Saturday, so you're going to have Thanksgiving on Wednesday? You know? But, again, that person's just like, sure.
They don't care.
No.
It's not their problem.
No. I just went to my mom. I was like, it's all good.
No, it's fine. The family being together, that's what matters.
That's what matters. It is. Spread was great, too. Good
that was mature of me to say. You got to give me that. That was maturity right
it
there.
turns around.
It's not the turkey. It's the people you share the turkey with, frozen or not.
All right, let's get back to immature Trav, because we're doing winners and losers of the week 12 in the NFL. Who's your winner for the week?
Your boy, Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean, giving you all the props, saying you were ahead of this in the MVP race. I didn't believe it. He made me a believer on Sunday night. Let me tell you. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. I think it's Saquon Barkley in a quarterback-driven league where everything revolves around the quarterback, like the sun. This guy is shining the brightest. I think it's Saquon Barkley. He's my winner.
My winner's the Eagles. They are the true threat in the NFC.
Yeah.
And it is because of how good Saquon is. So I'll let you point out Saquon. Everything you just said, boom, echo, retweet, run it back. The defense is the best in the league.
Yeah.
The last 7 games, they've held their opponent under 300 yards. 7 straight games of total offense under 300. They're the best overall defense. They're the second best pass defense. The pass rush is coming alive. This was a defense the first few weeks. It was what's going on. You have way too much talent. Cooper DeJean found his way onto the field as a rookie. Kenyon Mitchell is a shutdown corner, which everyone projected him to be. Howie Roseman built a great team.
Pass rush coming
And again,
home.
it's the patience of you see a team getting better.
Yeah.
It took a few weeks, but then Vic Fangio, one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of football, give him talent. He's going to make it work. Look what he's doing now.
Okay, so right now, if we had to bet, and I gave you 3 options in the NFC, Lions, Eagles, or the field, what would you take?
Lions. That defense has been fantastic. That offense is dominant. And it's not a It's a home run hitting capable offense, but they just kill you softly. 8, 9-minute drives. Your offense can't get in rhythm because they're sitting on the bench. They score. You don't touch a ball for another 10 minutes of game time, let alone real time. It keeps everyone flat. And as I say, they just have so many levers to pull from. Where, crazy to say, well, hey, I trust Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson over Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
I trust Jared Goff because he knows his job over Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
I trust the Lions. But this Eagles team, it's going to be a fun NFC Championship game.
Where are you in terms of the Packers? Because they're coming off. I mean, they beat the hell out of the 49ers. This is a team you were
with
high
no Trent
on.
Williams, no Brock Purdy.
So you're not putting as much credence in that win. Okay. All right. Just
dominant
asking.
win. Jordan Love still turned the ball over a ton.
All right.
I like the Packers as a playoff team. But the legit teams, there is the Chiefs, the Ravens. Then there are the Lions. Right now it's the Eagles, and there's everyone else.
No Bills?
There's the Bills in there, too.
Okay.
Good save. Yeah.
Right.
There's 5 teams you would dance with.
All right. Okay.
You'd be comfortable with.
It's fair.
And to say, like, I don't know if it's the Chiefs. Who's your loser of the week?
I'm going Commanders here. You know, this one was tough because I wanted to go Texans because I believed in the Texans coming into the season. I thought they could be an AFC contender and have a real shot to go to the Super Bowl, and then they lay a complete egg against the Titans. Something's off with the Texans, and I think it's C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to come clear to me that it's C.J. Stroud. But I'm going Commanders simply because they had a moment where they could have captured this and really solidified, okay, we're a playoff team. We're going to be a wild card team. Like, we mean business. You're at home. You're playing the reeling Cowboys. Jaden Daniels, as of late, has been coming back down to earth. He hasn't been playing great.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is a perfect moment. No Dak Prescott. Cowboys stink.
Bad
it looks
defense.
like going into that game, it looked like they had given up on the season. Bad everything. Bad coaching. Bad across the board. You're at home. You're trying to – we got this new young stud quarterback. They love Dan Quinn there as a head coach in D.C. You can really own the moment. Blow out the Cowboys at home. Forget win. That should have been a style points win. Run up the score. That's your rival. And they lose. And they lose the way they did. I mean, the Cowboys making the clutch plays down the stretch. Then Jaden Daniels hits Terry McLaurin to tie it, so we think. And you missed the extra point? Come on, bro. You should have went for 2. Or if you're kicking the extra point, my God, you're a kicker. Kick, bro. Tie this up. Let's go in overtime. Use the momentum. Hope we win the coin flip. But, like, that was a bad loss and a loss of a moment. Now it feels like they may fall out of the playoff.
Well, they're stumbling. I know. And that's a team that was 7-2.
That's right.
And looked great even to win their division with the Eagles there. But now we've seen what the shift has been. 3 straight losses.
It's a bad loss.
1 point against Pittsburgh. 1 possession. Yeah, against the Eagles in that loss to Dallas.
That's a bad loss.
I didn't hate kicking the field goal, but you got to execute. And it's the same of all right, I like the decision to go for 2, but then what's your play call?
Sure.
Because it's not just going for 2. Oh, just because you went for 2, I like it.
Yeah.
No, what is the execution? What's the play call to go for 2? At home, tying a wild game, and again, it's Cooper Rush opposite of you.
Right.
I don't hate overtime at home.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the one thing there, but like bad snap.
Yeah.
Holder got it up. Kicker's got to make it. He just hit it off the post.
That's right.
No, Commanders are definitely a loser. Like it's
That's a
top
bad
of the
loss.
world, and now they're shifting. My loser's John Mara. You benched and cut Daniel Jones in 1 week, and the guy that you forced your GM to sign to a $40 million contract.
Man.
Should have let him hit the open market.
Yeah.
He gets a taste of reality, him and his agent, because his agent and that agency, they get everyone paid. That's fine. But also, like, know your price. Daniel Jones should have gotten a 3-year, $50 million guaranteed deal. That would have been perfect. Just under $20 million a year. You would have the cap space to have Saquon Barkley, cap space to build an offensive line, and it would still be a team-friendly deal where we got a starting quarterback. Let's find out if he's the guy over the course of the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Instead, you won a playoff game. You overperformed for a year. You got caught up, won a franchise quarterback. You give Daniel Jones all that money.
Yeah.
Injured because your offensive line sucks. Injured again. He stinks. You cut him.
Gosh.
And then Saquon does that in primetime again.
I tell you what, though. If I'm a college quarterback, Shadur, or whoever, I am salivating at the chance to get drafted by the Giants. You
Malik
come in there.
Neighbors, offensive line.
Bro.
If Brian Dable is still there.
I don't give a damn who the coach is. You are talking New York, and I'm the starting QB1 rookie hot shot for the New York Football Giants. Sign me up. I don't give a damn who's coaching. That's such an opportunity for somebody.
No, great. I'm not going to argue
And
that.
they might get the number one pick.
No,
bro.
yes.
They might get the number
Not
one
arguing
pick.
great opportunity, but who's a head coach?
How about Shadur, QB1, and Prime is a coach?
Who's your offensive coordinator? I don't know.
Whoever Prime wants.
No.
He's going to pick
That
whoever.
offense in Colorado.
Chad Ochocinco. Who cares?
Then no, you lost me. Come
Shannon
on.
Sharp. Who cares?
Shador can be a very good NFL quarterback.
Absolutely.
But as we see with talented guys like Caleb Williams, like Jaden Daniels,
yeah.
like Drake May,
Yeah.
structure, that matters. Who's calling the plays for you matters.
Yep. Pieces around you. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts
Yep.
was absolutely lost.
Yep.
Hey, you don't have to win the game. Just be the starter. Money hasn't kicked in on his contract either. We'll see the Eagles in a couple years.
Yeah, I don't trust something. Does he feel like he's regressed to you? He kind of feels regressed to me.
He just
in
needs,
the pocket.
He just needs. We saw Tua as a system quarterback, what he did against the Patriots defense. You run that system really well, good for you.
Yeah.
You win a Super Bowl, you can
Right.
get paid.
Right.
Jalen Hurts to be a system quarterback is fine. He's a system quarterback with dynamic playmaking,
Yeah.
a higher ceiling than a guy like Tua.
He's bigger, stronger.
Play within the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need a good run game. You need a good offensive line.
Right.
And you need a guy like A.J. Brown.
So you're saying he doesn't need – it's not about regression. He just needs to run the system the way it – okay.
You don't got to be
I don't
the
know
guy.
if I trust it.
Now, to your point, Shador, good offensive line.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors. They need to get a number 2 receiver.
I need a
Let
running back.
Wan'Dale Robinson be the 3.
Running
Tyrone
game.
Tracy's fine. But yeah, a more explosive back
Sure.
like a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery.
Right.
Yeah. Tyrone Tracy who to complement them on that.
Yeah.
But get another corner, wide receiver.
Yeah.
Get someone to help out that secondary.
They're not far off.
D-line, no.
They're
and
not
that's why
far
they
off.
shouldn't give her to Dable. But you get a Shador, you got my attention.
Does Shador work with Bill Belichick as a head coach?
No.
Ooh.
I wonder if Prime, Nick Saban connect. I don't know. No.
No?
No.
All right.
Because Shador would be bigger than Bill.
I could just see Belichick coaching the Giants. That's why I ask.
All the progress you made, the mess you had to clean up from David Gettleman, you hit the reset button on that.
Yeah.
All right, talking about messes, Patriots locker room. Are they starting to tune out Jerod Mayo? So there were multiple reports after their loss against the Dolphins. To refresh you guys,
Yep.
Andrew Callahan of the Boston Herald saying this was one of the lighter Patriots locker rooms after a bad loss I can remember. Not a happy locker room, but more players smiling and joking than normal. To say it felt at least accepting of the blowout and the reality at 3-9. Mark Daniels was reporting of Mass Live. It was a different scene with several players on offense smiling and laughing with one another. Strange scene for a team that was embarrassed by the Dolphins. Not everyone was happy. Several players were upset, but the sounds of light laughter filled the side of the room where offensive players got dressed. And Greg Bedard was down in Miami as well as boss of Boston Sports Journal. He was saying, I've been in a bunch of different locker rooms over my 20-year career. I thought that locker room seemed to be unbothered by today's result. After a 34-15 loss where the defense was diced up and the offense was absolutely putrid outside of one drive, I was surprised. Maybe it's because it was 31-0 and they had been thinking about it for a while and come to realize the battle was lost earlier on. But I was surprised how talkative there were more smiles than you would think. Drake May definitely, from what I saw, took the loss hard. 3 different reports, 3 different reporters, all seeing the same thing in different lights. Then Jerod Mayo asked about that. He said, everyone in that locker room, we were down. I'm not sure what that report is. I'm not going to talk about that. I know the guys were disappointed. Jerod Mayo just saying, like, that's not actual, like, that's what gets me. He's just denying it. No, it's true. 3 different reporters, all that have covered the
Reputable.
team for a long time. Reputable, exactly.
Yeah.
Callahan Daniels, Greg Bedard, they all do a great job.
Why would they make that up?
Exactly.
You know?
And they would know.
They would know.
If they took a player laughing or joking out of context, it would be this.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that. Those 3 guys reporting, and he goes, yeah, we were down. I don't know about the report. It's false. It's true.
It's just it's whose reality is what.
Yep.
So what I mean by that is I can see a world in which Jerod Mayo feels like our locker room wasn't jovial. Like guys were, what did he say? Guys were down.
I'm not
guys
sure
were
what that report
disappointed,
is, yeah.
right? Guys were disappointed, he said. So that may be true, but in his reality. But for these reporters covering the team who just witnessed what they just witnessed, like we all did, to them, the room was light. So to Jerod Mayo, he may feel like our guys were disappointed. It wasn't. I think he's thinking literal. It wasn't a kegger in the locker room. We weren't celebrating here like we just won a championship game. But that's not what the reporters are saying. In fact, they literally say it's not like guys were laughing and high-fiving and yucking
music,
it up.
yeah.
Right. But it was a certain lightness. There wasn't that pissed off nature, that heaviness to it. So I think it's just a matter of realities here. I think what you have here is an issue of the culture.
Yep.
I think Jerod Mayo and this entire brain trust, post Bill Belichick, wanted this kumbaya, let's all be collaborative and come together and everyone's voice is heard, which is fine, except when you're not winning. Like, it's going to be a problem. And we heard this going back to training camp about how it's like Club Med now in the locker room and otherwise in the building, in the facility. So I think Jerod Mayo not only has a coaching issue right now, I think he's got a culture issue within his team.
He was even asked his Monday morning presser about continuing to get better as a group throughout the year and asked, do you guys feel like you took a step backwards? He goes, I think the team has definitely gotten better. This is Jerod Mayo. You take the Miami game out of it and look at the last 4. We've done a lot of good things. Take the Miami game out of it.
Well,
you can't. That's your most recent showing on the field. It's the same offense you saw the week before.
Yeah.
Different playmakers, different names, different head coach. Same offense. And your defense, at no point in that game, was slowing them down.
Yeah.
Your defense at no point in that game was prepared. And your offense, with all those penalties on your offensive line, your 2 tackles accounting for like 7 total penalties, false starts, holdings, just keep putting the offense back. You take the Miami game out of it, like what? Where's it? And accountability matters. Accountability matters in culture. You know?
Yeah.
That's what, if you were looking great, and it's also like, what are you going to talk about the win over the Bears? The Bears stink.
They suck, man.
The Bears were the worst team in the NFL until they fired Shane Waldron, and they're still looking bad. Just, you take the Miami game out of it, that's to your point, exactly, the culture. That's the issue. You look at that Miami roster, the second they got Tua back and that confidence shot up, defense is playing hard when they got Zach Sealer back. They're playing hard for Mike McDaniel. McDaniel's a guy that, he was asked, like, hey, did you and Chris Greer, the GM of the Dolphins, get into it? He goes, yeah, there was rumors we were going to trade Calais Campbell, and I basically threw an adult tantrum of, you don't trade Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that Chris Greer listened to me and didn't do that.
Sure.
And he was like, yeah, that happened. Where that's culture. That's him standing up for his guys. He stood on a table draft day and said, get me Devin Achane. He wanted him. He pounded the table for that, and they got him.
Yep.
And you see why the players play hard for him, especially on offense. He's a weirdo, but that's fine. If you get your guys to show up Sunday and execute like this, and now the run the Dolphins have been on, that's what you want. And there definitely is accountability there, too. Raheem Mostert hasn't seen the field in how long? And that was a top running back in that offense last season.
That's right.
You take the Miami game out of it? When Jerod Mayo says that? You have to. Hey, your team has not looked good at all.
Right.
So you're just going to take the Miami game out of it?
Even
accountability.
Bro, and you said it too. It's not like you're winning games. Like the Chicago game, okay, great. Congratulations. I mean, they're the worst. And then like you lose the Tennessee game. That was a winnable game. You lose to the Rams because you were incapable of making adjustments. I mean, that's the only reason I can think. Like you were outcoached by Sean McVay because you wouldn't adjust. They adjusted.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing, too, when you talk about accountability and culture, think about this. He also said, well, once the players cross that white line, there's nothing me or the coaches can do for them. Okay, well, that feels very much like throwing your players under the bus to me. Don't forget the soft comments from a few weeks back that the players didn't appreciate. So, accountability has not been great in year one. I feel like there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame game going on, and that's not what head coaches do in general. Successful ones anyway. They'll take blame even when it's not their fault. Somebody had a gaffe, someone turned the ball over, whatever, and you're like, that's not really on the coach. And the coach will stand up at that podium and say, this one's on me. I gotta have the team more. It's always the same speech. I gotta have the team more prepared. They take all the arrows. Now, they may go in that locker room and cuss out the players.
And that's fine.
But in the media, they take the shots. I don't think Jerod Mayo, he certainly isn't taking any arrows in the media, A. And B, more importantly, I don't think he's cussing out anybody at all. And that's some of the problem, too, going back to these reports of the locker room being light. Like, I mean, if your coach comes in there and can feel that, like it's light, or he sees one person crack a smile, and I mean, most coaches will go off on everyone. They're like, oh, boy, here we go. Not with him. It feels like these players take liberties.
And even that quote, like once they go beyond the lines, true. Once they're on the field.
You can't play for them, but you don't say that.
But your team, the penalties are still there.
Right.
Like that's on you. That's coaching and execution.
You don't say that anyways.
They're missing assignments on defense, really simple pickups and coverage. That's on you. You're a defensive-minded head coach.
It's not working,
And once they
George.
go beyond, but you know what you can help them with? Because a guy on the sidelines, DeMarcus Covington, running your defense objectively has not done a great job as a first-year coordinator.
Yeah.
You have that experience. You got to
help
take down
him.
Exactly.
Help them.
Exactly.
You get involved. You're the defensive mind, right? Okay.
Not me. And that's what you're hearing
That's
a lot
crazy.
of. You want more Patriots talk? Check out Foxborough Rush. New episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. That's Foxborough Rush, available wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're watching on Nesson's YouTube page, hit the subscribe button as well. So, Trav.
Yes.
Has Wicked been all over your
my wife
phone algorithm?
Yeah, no. My wife went to see it with her best friend
Nice.
because she knew I wasn't going.
Okay.
But they went, they had fun, and she's like obsessed with it. She said it was the greatest thing she's ever seen in her life.
That's what I've seen. Dude,
So I don't know.
92%. It opened like 96%. It's like 92% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that right?
It's me. Like, I'm going on TikTok or Instagram Reels. It's just popping up.
Wow.
And people are like, 1,000 out of 10.
Wow.
Some of the reviews of people saying like they did it right and it set a new standard on the adaptation of like a musical to theater. I think that's so impressive. And I'm saying this because it's like I grew up with Wicked in a way of two older sisters.
Okay.
And you'd imagine the house for my parents.
Yeah.
It was Charles Aznavour, a French singer.
Yeah.
That's the music they'd play.
Yep.
For me, it'd be Jay-Z or Linkin Park coming
Right.
from my room,
Right.
playing PS2.
Yeah.
For my sister's room, it was Wicked, Rent, Phantom of the
Oh, like
Opera.
musicals.
Oh, yeah. My
Okay.
sister, great voice. And like Idina Menzel. Like when I hear Wicked, like
Yeah.
the song Popular, Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
Like when it would come up on my TikTok, like I would hear it and I would know the lyrics.
Wow.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
It's just my sister would play it literally ad
Proximity.
nauseum.
Yeah.
But I just know how big of a deal this play was to see it go to theaters and translate that well. Like you got to give credit. And that's a big deal with Cynthia Erivo,
Yeah.
the lead role in that. I mean, for her, how she depicts a witch, and Ariana Grande is like the nice
So
lady.
is this a knockoff of like Wizard of Oz? Is that kind of what's going on here? Do
Very
you know
similar.
enough of that?
Yeah, like
All
a
right.
big wizard kind of deal.
All right,
There's
got
a guy from those commercials.
Okay.
But everything we've seen about this movie has been insane. And
Yeah.
even so, I texted my friend. I got a source in Milwaukee. I was like, all right, let me
You
check
have a
in with.
source in Milwaukee on Wicked? That's deep.
She's big into it, and I said, hey, just give me a review. And she said, I saw Wicked for the first time when I was 11, and it was in Chicago, and I loved it ever since. That being said, I loved the movie. I thought it was a really great adaptation to the screen. It's faithful to the stage production, but isn't trying too hard. The costumes, the sets, the cinematography is all beautiful and unique. The casting is perfect. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande knock it out of the park. I cried a few times because I was so moved by their performances.
Wow.
I think everyone should see it. Those same messages of love, acceptance, and friendship shine through.
Wow. Listen, I ain't seeing it, source in Milwaukee, but I will say this. Because George has a source in Milwaukee on Wicked, I feel like this man is like the Adam Schefter. He's the Shams of musicals. I respect it.
Well, I texted my girlfriend, like, you want to go see it? We were going to do it on Thanksgiving Day. Might see it IMAX, 3 p.m.
You're going to see it? Little matinee action?
Well, it's good, too. So it is, in a way, it's getting polarizing, though, because people are saying don't sing if you're seeing it in theaters.
What do you mean?
So asked her about that, and she said, everyone was like, wow, I agree. She basically posted, like, if I'm paying to see the movie,
Yeah.
this is in your home. I don't want to hear you sing. I want to hear the professionals.
Oh, singing along
Cynthia
with the
Erivo,
movie.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
The music. You want to see the professionals perform in the theater.
Right.
Then you have The Rock came out and said,
The Rock?
quote, you've paid your hard-earned money for a ticket, and you've gotten to a musical, and you're into it. Sing.
You know why he's doing that? Okay, I didn't see Wicked. That was my wife's lane. But my children, they're ready for Moana 2. That's why The Rock's saying that. Because his movie comes out next week. So he's like, hey, if you go to the movies and you want to sing, let it all out.
My man.
I bet you are, Rock, because you're trying to get more money, more money, more money. You got all the money in the world. I cracked this case.
Look, we got sources and we got firsthand
Damn
experience
right.
and insider
Moana
info.
2, bro. He plays, I forget dude's name, but he's in it.
I haven't seen the first one, but I should see it.
My kids love that crap.
I think it's cool. You see the reviews, how polarizing it is, and it's everywhere. You can't avoid it. If you think now, and you know what I get now, seeing Wicked everywhere, where
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Now I get it, where people get frustrated from like the Patrick Mahomes posts, the Tom Brady posts, anything Shohei. anything
Yeah.
prime,
Cowboys.
it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
What like who jumps out? Like what makes you think of that? Of all right, Wicked's unavoidable right now. It's everywhere.
It is.
And you know what? It worked on me. I'm going to see it. The same way Patrick Mahomes being unavoidable, Taylor Swift being unavoidable, is getting new people to tune into football. Who's like unavoidable? Who fits that?
No, I got.
You got
Hold on.
Moana?
I want to go back to The Rock. Maui. That's his name in the movie.
How do you forget
Maui.
that?
Bro, I don't want to
Maui.
watch. Let me explain to you what happens quickly, and then we'll move on. My kids watch all these damn Disney movies, right? I'm in the room. I'm present. I'm there, but I ain't there. You feel me? I'm there, but I ain't really there. I'm on this. I'm on the laptop. I'm there.
Fair. You have them quiet and sitting
I'm
still.
not watching no damn Moana,
Yeah, smart.
even though I'm in the room. I'll
Smart.
take them to the movies and I'll still zone out. Okay, what'd you ask me? I'm sorry.
So you get. I just
It's
understand.
undeniable. Is that what you said?
Basically, like you can't avoid. It worked on me. Like, why am I bringing it up in this show? But we were talking about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, we got to talk about this on the pod. Where you were like, yeah, my wife saw
So
it. She loved it.
It's almost something you don't want to.
You just can't avoid it.
You just can't avoid it no matter what.
Any throw Mahomes makes,
Yeah.
it's on Instagram and Twitter everywhere
That's a
within
good
2
point.
seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, we're seeing that with Drake May. Any throw he makes, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Who are, like, what jumps out at you? Like, Wicked's unavoidable. Who have been those athletes you see that's unavoidable?
I'm not going to lie. The first thing that comes to mind is actually music. Right now, it feels like if you're a Drake fan, George,
Oh, yeah, you can't avoid
Kendrick Lamar is literally the boogeyman.
Yeah.
He took down your guy in the battle.
Yep.
So that was half the year, right?
Yep.
That was
Good.
like spring, summer.
Yeah.
They not like us is a zombie. It's never dying.
Yep.
Then he comes out with a surprise album. He just drops out of nowhere and it's fire.
After getting Super Bowl halftime show.
After getting the Super Bowl halftime show, I mean, I know it's a sports question. I feel like Kendrick Lamar right now,
I like it.
he is undeniable.
Yeah.
He's inevitable,
He's
like
everywhere.
Thanos.
And that's the thing, exactly what we're seeing. I think it's so funny to see it outside of sports.
Yeah.
Where people complain about Mahomes, I go, but that is literally the best we'll ever see doing that.
Facts.
So watch it and appreciate it.
Facts.
But people get beat over the head with it where they don't want to see it. That's what it feels like with Wicked, but it pulled me in. I like that Kendrick one.
Right.
Because that's even like random post in the world we live in now with TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
They put the music underneath.
Right.
You're not even, you just want to escape. Boom, music's playing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being Drake? You can't go on Instagram
Now
right
it's a meme. People yelling mustard. Like you can't avoid Kendrick. You
It's
can't.
Anthony Edwards right now too.
Yeah.
Anything he does,
Yeah.
NBA puts him everywhere.
He caught that L on Sunday to them Celtics, though.
Yeah, he did. He did. Tatum responded to him too. And then it's even think about like imagine if the Sox 04 run
Ooh.
happened now.
Oh,
They'd be unavoidable.
yeah, facts.
They would be in your face.
Yeah, it would.
Like the stories that who is sharing it? Oh, Kevin
Millar.
Millar. They were sharing of and Derek Lowe
Yeah,
right after winning the AL
yeah.
DS, I think,
Yeah.
or is it CS? I forget. Or maybe the wild card, whichever. But they're like in the bars, in Fenway, cleats on behind the bar serving drinks.
Yep.
You see those posts everywhere.
Oh, that would be
Mike
everywhere.
Napoli partying shirtless through the streets after
That'd
the
be
13 World Series.
everywhere.
It would just be like the likability. David Ortiz in his ridiculous run in 04.
Yeah.
How clutch he was, that'd be everywhere.
No, I actually saw a championship crazy like post-championship run on social media
Oh,
when the
the-
Capitals
yep.
won the Stanley Cup. Bro, like every time you turned your phone on, it was Ovi and the drunken Caps going through DC with the cup and doing
Yeah.
stuff. So you're right. If social media was what it is now in 04 during that run, that would be absolutely undeniable. It would be wicked, if you would.
Are you? I like that.
You see what I did there?
You're not going to go see Wicked?
No.
See it at home?
Yeah, because she said to my daughter like it was safe, like it's not too scary. She thought maybe it'd be too scary for my daughter,
Oh.
so she told my daughter when it comes
yeah,
out,
watch it with mom and
Yeah,
dad,
so I'll probably end
quieter
up.
setting.
But just to review,
You won't be there. You'll be
I'll
there.
be there.
But you won't be there.
hello.
164 million in its first weekend
Woo!
across the world.
Jeez.
It grows. So it covered its budget.
That's crazy.
114 mil in the
Good for
States
them.
alone.
I ain't no hater.
And again,
I'm
they
just
said
not
like
with it.
it set the standard for
Yeah,
musicals.
for musicals.
It's the Dune of musicals.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't understand Dune. I watched it. I was like,
I like
oh.
Dune.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get it,
Right?
but I liked it.
Same.
You see Dune 2?
I will.
It's good.
But now I get it.
Yeah.
When people see a Mahomes throw,
Sure.
Tom Brady highlights.
Favorite musical ever? Go.
I don't
Because you
have one.
watched them all with your sisters.
No,
Rent.
I heard them.
Rent $5,000 3,064 days and 24
See, you know it. You know
hours.
it. You know it.
That's
exactly.
Rent, right?
Yeah, I know. Like the lyrics to Popular. Wanna be popular. All right, I'm done. I hate singing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless it's karaoke, because you've seen that.
That's a fact.
Moulin
Dude's a rock
Rouge.
star.
Is that the only musical I've seen in person?
Moulin Rouge.
Have I seen anything in
That's
person?
a good one. I like Moulin Rouge because they do that song.
Exactly, yeah. It was
I like
really
that
good.
song.
Saw it for my mom's 70th birthday. It was great.
Welcome to Musicals has entered the chat.
Man, Wicked's got that effect. You want to know more than musicals? You want to know more than football? Check out the Hockey Hub. New episodes available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever else podcasts are found. That's the Hockey Hub covering everything NHL, everything Bruins, wherever you get your podcasts. You know it's going to be interesting like a musical.
What?
The hell are they going to do with this college football playoff?
Bro, how are you this chaotic when you let all these teams in? It's still chaotic.
I love it. I
know.
love it.
It's crazy.
Because this week in college football would not be this interesting because 1 through 4 is basically a lock.
Yes.
In a normal year, it'd be Oregon, Texas,
Yes.
Ohio State,
Yes.
and then, okay, maybe Notre Dame or Georgia, right?
Sure,
You'd have to
yeah.
see something play out.
Yeah.
Number 5, 7, 9, 14, 15, 16, and 19 all lost. Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M all handed their third loss. BYU lost to Arizona State. Colorado lost to Kansas. So on the outside looking in, Colorado 8-3, Bama 8-3, South Carolina 8-3, Missouri with 3 losses, UNLV still hanging around, even losing their quarterback, just 2 losses.
That's insane to me too, bro.
And right now, it's just the question of where I think you can't have 3 losses and get in. That's still up in the air. Georgia right now, like at 9-2, they're on the cusp of being eliminated. But that defense is so good. Georgia on their best day is better than any team in the country.
Feels like
Oregon's
Bama.
undefeated.
Bama's done, right?
I don't know.
I know.
And here's the thing. The
Feels
committee, it's not just like qualifying. The committee will still, there are the 4 conference winners
Yes.
from the Power 4.
Yes.
There's a highest ranked group of 5
Yes.
team. And then after that, it's a college football playoff ranking. There's a committee that's going to put together the 12 best teams. There's a committee that's going to look at Colorado and go, we need Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter on TV. Do you want Shador and Travis Hunter? Do you want BYU, a bunch of Mormons?
Well, they have to win their conference.
No. That winning the Big 12 would get them a lock in.
But it's not.
If they don't win.
So you're looking at 2-loss teams versus a 3-loss SEC team.
And who's to say a
essentially.
4-loss team doesn't sneak in?
Oh, my God. You can't have that.
Why? Now,
Yeah, it
now
is a
let me tell you
committee.
this. I would take a Colorado over an Alabama. This Alabama team is not good.
I think Bama's out.
Jalen Milroe sucks.
I think Bama's done.
Sorry. Let me be nice.
He doesn't suck.
He's dynamic. He's a really good college quarterback. He's not a NFL quarterback.
Okay.
His first interception was terrible. The other one, screen got blown up. You need to
He's
execute.
going to get drafted, George.
Third one was a hit. Yeah, he will.
He'll
Someone
get
will see
drafted.
it. But the point I'm making, like this Bama team isn't good.
I think so.
But this Colorado team with Shador and Travis Hunter, they can mess around.
Well, now they need
and
help,
beat anyone.
though. Now they need a little bit of help.
Okay. When you have 12 teams. So
Yeah.
it's Oregon, Texas, Miami.
Yeah.
Miami got their first loss. Boise State, 1 loss. Ohio State, Notre Dame,
Yep.
Georgia, Penn State, Indiana, first loss. And
See, to me, if I'm on that committee,
Indiana's out.
Indiana's out, but that's not going to happen.
But they had that light schedule, but they dominated everyone.
They did, but still, I saw them go up against
Yes.
a real team, and they got their arse handed to them.
Fair. Tennessee with Nico Iamaleava,
They're in.
they're in. SMU, 10-1,
They're
they're
in.
really good.
Yeah, they are good.
Arizona State, their coach did everything to lose that game against BYU.
I think they're in.
Okay, so replacing Arizona State with
Yeah, I think so.
replace Arizona State with Iowa State, a great defense. Replace Arizona State with Colorado. With
Yeah,
Clemson.
I think so.
would
I don't
take-
think Clemson's getting in.
I would actually like a Missourian over a Bama, like a Missouri with a really good defense. Run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
Just give me some matchups. That'll be crazy.
We also have a couple more weeks here to sort this out too, which is going to help. We're going to get some clarity. Like the
Yeah,
ACC,
the final
for
week of the
example,
season,
we
then
just
the championship games.
We mentioned Miami. We mentioned Clemson
Yeah.
in the same breath, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
The
Yeah.
ACC is going to sort itself out. Like I think.
Yes.
I don't know. You may disagree with me. I think the winner of the ACC is in. That's it. I'm not putting in Clemson and Miami. I'm sorry, or Pitt or whoever. I'm not doing it. Someone's got to. Whoever wins that damn conference is in. So that's some of this too.
So if Miami wins the ACC,
They're in, obviously.
but you would knock out SMU, who likely has 1 loss. And has been on the see,
SMU.
right?
Yeah. Yes, I would, I guess.
Big 12. Big 12 will get one team. Big 12's a mess.
Maybe not.
Maybe they get two because of Colorado.
Right.
Then the Big 10, it's Oregon, it's Ohio State,
Yes.
it's Penn State. You
Yes.
know they're going to get in.
Yes,
Probably
and yes.
Indiana. They're going to get 4 teams
I think
in.
Indiana's going to get in. I would not, but I think they will, yes.
That's what's perplexing. And then the SEC, Texas, Georgia.
I think Bama's out.
A&M had a case, but now they got their third loss.
A&M plays someone this week that's a big game. Keep going. I'll get it to you.
A&M has Texas.
I think, is that Friday? That's a Friday game, right?
Ridiculous.
Am I making that up?
I don't know.
Oh, they have Texas? Oh, that's an L.
Yes. Sorry. You don't have to worry about A&M.
So they're out.
That's fine.
Yeah, they're done. So, I mean, I guess it does. It kind of is
open.
starting to make
Ole Miss
sense.
losing, that's what hurts me.
They're done.
Lane Kiffin, Jackson. But are they?
I think so. That was a
Ole
bad
Miss
loss.
done? They're not going to get to the SEC championship game.
No, that was a bad loss.
They're going to beat Arkansas. It was a bad loss.
You can't lose that game.
12 best teams.
Was that game in the swamp? I think it was.
Let's go back a year really quick. Okay. Florida State loses Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yep.
They gave us the 4 best teams in that moment.
I didn't want Florida State.
They built. I didn't want them either.
With Jordan Travis, I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
But without him, how that offense fell off.
Yeah.
Stayed undefeated.
Yeah.
12 best teams.
Facts.
The 4 teams earned their spot. You can't deny the conference winners.
That's right.
5 really. There's 5 teams you cannot deny. Top 4 teams get that bye. Mm-hmm. After that, it is a committee of human beings. Mm-hmm. And what are they looking at?
Are you still on the Miami's a dark horse because Cam Ward can get hot train?
That's why if you get a Colorado or Miami in,
right,
looking at a
star quarterbacks,
looking at a college football playoff, Oregon. Let's see how healthy Quinn Ewers is. Texas. Yeah. Ohio State with Will Howard does just enough, but I don't love them.
They're loaded, though, at every position. They're not dependent on Howard.
So Cam Ward and Shador better than those 3 quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel's great. If you have a guy at quarterback, you can win any game in college football.
I would agree.
And that's why I want Cam Ward in. I want Shador in. I want madness. And I want the 12 best teams. You got 3 losses, but you're a really good team. Put on.
I'm kind of keeping my eye on Boise State. This Genty kid is so flipping good. And I know you're talking about quarterbacks.
Boise could be the 4.
I know. And the thing about him, kind of what you're saying about quarterbacks, listen, if Boise State matches up against Ohio State or some dominant defense, all right, well, I'd like to see how it plays out. But if Boise State, depending on their draw, if they can get a couple of defenses that this kid Genty can be successful against, and they get a win in this college football playoff, and they get that kind of confidence, watch out for them.
Imagine Colorado sneaking in as a 12. You get Colorado at Ohio State.
Oh, my God.
To open the playoff.
Awesome.
Yep.
Prime, Shador in the shoe.
Yep.
Lord have mercy.
That'd be sick.
That would.
We'll see, man. So rankings come out every Tuesday. There's a week left. A lot of madness. See? If it was just the 4 teams, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Facts.
We know it's going to be Oregon, Texas, Ohio State. That's what it would be. All right, who's going to get that final spot?
I can't wait to see Indiana get in and just get the hell beat out of them. It's going to be great.
It is funny. The sport that wants us to love Cinderella stories is murdering Cinderella stories as well. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. This is Boston Zen of the Chat. Appreciate you guys watching along, listening along. Wherever you get your podcast, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, download, rate, review. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hey, leave a comment. What's your favorite musical? And are you going to go see Wicked? And let us know what you think of our Wicked review.
We did have a nice Wicked review. It was Wicked.
Hey! My man. He's Double T. I'm GB. We'll see you guys next time.